Let's break down some running backs, huh? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Onebar with Lupagus, and we're going to break down some running backs, a very meaty, a very beefy running back room for the Vikings in training camp.
Very, very thick, probably one of the more talented groups on this entire roster. Impressive group of runners. Before we do that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids. We are hanging around right around 7,300. We'd like to hit that number officially here before the 4th of July. So we'll make it happen, everybody. Make it happen.
Yeah, let's get to 8,000 by I don't know, tomorrow. So let's hit that sub. Let's hit that sub button. Let's go.
So we didn't really plan this up before. Are we talking fullbacks too? Might as well lump them in here.
Absolutely. They are in the running back room. We are talking fullbacks. We are talking running backs. Let's just splash it out there. Here's what we got.
Yeah, and we'll start from top to bottom. Jake Vargas, Bryant Koback, CJ Ham, Ty Chandler, Kenny Nwangu, Alexander Madison, and Delvin Cook. Unless, we started when we did the other ones, but we kind of broke each guy down. As a whole, though, this group, we already talked about it. This is a very deep group, a very talented group, a group where I think, 3 or 4 of these guys could be, if they had to carry the load, I would be fine with them doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Chandler has, and Nwangu's never really had much of a chance, but I mean, it's very easy to say that the Vikings have one of the best running back groups in the league, if not the best group as a whole. So we don't need to talk about Dalvin Cook. We don't need to talk about Alexander Madison. We know what they got. We know what they're going to bring. I'm assuming they're going to be the 1-2 punch, barring some crazy trade where all of a sudden we trade Madison at the end of training camp because we got so many. We don't need to go down that road, do we?
No, there's something I do want to touch about with Madison here in a little bit before we do. Let's knock these fullbacks out. I think the biggest question around the fullbacks, CJ Ham, Jake Vargas, is this offense even going to utilize a fullback? We haven't seen it in the Sean McVay offense, the Kevin O'Connell offense. They don't really use that fullback. So as good as CJ Ham is there a spot for him on this team? Yes, he's a great all-around football player. He can do things on special teams. He can even be an emergency back. But is this someone they're actually going to keep? And I think that's a huge question as we get into camp.
That will be the big question mark. Last year, the Vikings kept a total of 4 running backs, including CJ Ham. I've been completely on board by saying I don't think CJ Ham is going to be on the Vikings, but I've kind of cooled off on that a little bit. And I said it in a previous episode. The only reason is you think they would have just did him justice by now and let him go. Like, what's the point of hanging him around if you know there's not going to be a fullback? So there must be some intrigue there. And when you look at other some very smart people, much smarter than us, doing their projections, CJ Ham always seems to just be a lock. So I don't know. I don't have the CJ Ham.
We'll see. Well, one thing that is a lock is that Bryant Koback will be the first one of these guys let go. He is not making this team. And
wow.
So to me now,
Vargas might be the first to go.
No, he might be, but neither one of these guys is making this football team. So the intrigue to me is the Kenny Nwangu, Ty Chandler, who is going to be running back 3? Are they just using Nwangu on special teams? Which one is going to be that third back? And both these guys can catch the football, so I think that's the role you're going to see as that pass-catching back. I mean, they'll split them out. Who knows? I want to see some creativity, but both these guys, very explosive football players.
Yeah, my hope is that they just mess with these guys all year. I mean, there's maybe not a clear 2, maybe not a clear 3. Alexander Madison, I mean, you're just seeing different looks every week, and that's what the Rams did last year. I mean, you never knew who was going to get the load for the Rams. So we'll see. Dalvin Cook's clearly going to be the number 1, but Nwangu, like you said, maybe he's just a straight up special team. You're not going to be able to sneak Ty Chandler on your practice squad. He was a 5th rounder, but a lot of teams seem to have really liked this guy. So they're going to have to keep those main 4 on the active roster.
Yeah, and that's where I think it comes down to CJ Ham. Do they keep him or not? That's if you do keep 4 straight up running backs, I can't see it keeping a 5th and a fullback, but we'll see what happens. But to me, there's also some intrigue here at the top of the depth chart with Alexander Madison. He's in a contract year. He's not coming back here next year. You got Nwangu, Chandler already on the roster. This is his last year in Minnesota, whether you like to admit that or not, whether you want to face it or not, whether you don't give a shit or not. This is his last year in Minnesota. He wants to be a starter. If a team suffers an injury in camp, this is the guy I think could get dealt. And maybe you can get the 4th round pick. Like we got, we gave away for Chris Herndon when we were desperate for tight end help last year. To me, Madison is a question mark if he's actually going to be on this team when week 1 rolls around.
Yeah, I think the thinking is Ty Chandler will be the Madison next year. He'll be that next guy up with Nwangu just being that weapon. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely in the scenario where they could absolutely do that. But it's easy to say, oh, they're just going to keep Ham. They're going to keep 5 running backs. Well, then where are they going to skimp? They're not. They don't want to keep a less offensive lineman or a less receiver. So I think when all is said and done, there will be 4 running backs on this roster. Whether it's CJ Ham, whether Madison gets dealt, I can't see him keeping 5. The good news is, whoever we keep, we got dilly dally Dalvin Cook, baby, and that's all that matters.
We do. Yes, he's injury prone. Yes, I don't know if he's actually put together a 16-game season. I don't think he has, but this guy's so explosive. We see what he can do. That 2020 season when he was on that tear, I think he had like 600 yards in 3 games. It was insane. He can catch the football. So shifty, so dynamic. Love Dalvin Cook, and I love him in this offense. I think he's going to have a monster year.
Yes, and even though you're already writing back off Mr. Kovac, he will be on this practice squad, damn it, and Jake Vargas probably will be too.
Jake Vargas, he just keeps lingering around like my favorite Cranberry song.
It's kind of like my zit right here. Jake Vargas just won't go away.
There he is, Jake Vargas. So that is the running back group in a nutshell. I also agree. I think there's going to be 4 on this team when it's all said and done. I'm just not sure I can say at this point how that's going to shake out.
Shake it out. The final is we will have some of the most rushing yards in the league, and our running backs will probably have some of the most receptions because this offense is going to be just like Lupagus out for a run. Dynamic.
Oh, it's definitely dynamic. So that is it. Again, we'll be back hitting our position hopefully tomorrow. Until then, remember this. We'll actually join on for the live tonight. We are horned up, so make sure you don't miss that. It's going to be amazing.
7 o'clock, baby.
Yeah, it's post-golf. So we're both going to have a buzz on. That is for damn sure.
Yes,
and remember this when you're waiting for the horned up to start. You can ripen a sour mango by soaking it in warm water for 10 minutes.
What the hell eats mangoes?